Well, I guess that's all we're going to do right now. We got Shattered Legacy in order to put the Amulet of Kings together. That's going to be a while there. But, yeah, I mean, what we're going to do now, we could probably go back to some of the Thieves Guild stuff in the meantime. I'm not going to do Dragonborn right now. I'm gonna hold off and do the main quest before I do Dragonborn. And I'm just thinking of the other things I want to do in the meantime. I mean, I can't do the Civil War until after I've done the main quest as well. So there's a lot of stuff that's predicated on me finishing the main quest. I'm thinking, at this rate, because there's a bunch of other little side quests I could do. You said deposit stuff in the safe house? Possibly. Possibly. I mean, there's a lot of things I could definitely do. Let's see. Which mod and what mod are blacklisted? Yes. Yeah, right. Let's figure out where we're gonna go here. Debating what we've got here. I could try to find the shield at Hag's End. Yeah, let's go do that. Well, let's go do this little side quest here. Honestly, there should be frying pans and all kinds of other things in the game world, you know, that there aren't. And it just shows that they couldn't be bothered to go to that level of detail. Everything is very surface level. And you said you always found the existence of Mirac to be weird. I agree. Mirac is very stupid as a concept. It's just thrown in there. And nothing in the main game alludes to Mirac's existence at all. It's like, well, but it's in Solstheim. No, you don't understand. Everything in Solstheim previously existed in order to have you interesting.
No offense, but you're not looking so good.
You feeling ill? Sorry, I was getting distracted. As far as this particular setup goes, no, I've completely, yeah. Why haven't we heard of Mirac before? That's number one. Number two is there's a huge issue with the fact that you had Alicia established as the first Dragonborn, and then all of a sudden, no, Mirac is the first Dragonborn. Here's all our dragon lore that we came up with, so you'll have a DLC. I remember where I left off now. All right, Solstheim. In Morrowind, the whole point of Blood Moon, the Blood Moon DLC, was it existed for the purpose.
The Emperor's cousin, Vittoria Vici, is getting married soon.
Shut up.
The reception will be public. Anyone
Yes.
in solitude.
The point of Blood Moon, specifically, thanks for the cheer, Steam Bub. The point of Blood Moon and Solstheim was dealing with Hirsing. And the concept of Hirsing, you know, and his werewolves and everything, that was the point and purpose of it. You know, it was all, Hirsing was talked about in previous games. He was established. Yes, Blood Moon is a new area. Solstheim is a brand new area in Elder Scrolls 3, and that's great. Solstheim was brought back specifically so that they could go and say, oh, look at us. We have this thing that, we have this old content we're going to pander to Morrowind fans. And they did the same thing in Elder Scrolls Online with their big Vardenfell reveal. They made a whole chapter where they talked about Vivek and everything like that in order to try to make it, you know... it's the most fan-fiction-y bullshit you could ever have imagined, where Vivek is like, and now I'm going to award you with this, you know, with the honor of being my hand and all this crap. It's like, you're an Outlander, but, you know, all of a sudden I'm going to treat you like my best bud because you solved this problem for me. And it's like, this is, if you solved this problem for him, then, and the moon nearly fell. You said it's called fan service, but it's the rankest, most terrible fan service. You know, people talk about fan service where they show tits or ass or something like that, and that's, you know, that is a completely different thing. But like, the problem is that you can have that kind of fan service, the one I just mentioned, without sacrificing the narrative, the actual story. And what they did... that's a hunter. Okay. Yeah, I see what's going on here. Well, either way, you can have certain types of fan service without sacrificing the integrity of the narrative. And then you have things like Elder Scrolls Online Morrowind that just completely destroy the narrative. And you have to ask yourself, if all of this stuff happened, because this is just a rehash of everything that happened in Morrowind. I mean, the Neverine, what do you call it? You know, the tool that was stealing Vivek's power, the moon was going to fall. All that stuff would have taught us, like, or would have taught Vivek and everybody, okay, we have to deal with this now. You know, we have to prepare for this eventuality. All these eventualities, the things that happened in Morrowind, still happen, regardless. So, my point here is that going back to Solstheim, but removing 2/3 of the dungeons, shrinking the Skull Village down to like 2 mud huts, and in general just, you know, removing the majesty of it, it was a bad decision. It was a really bad decision. Dawnguard was 1,000 times better than Blood Moon. Blood Moon? Blood Moon? Blood Moon? Blood Moon? No, Dawnguard was 1,000 times better than Dragonborn. I call Dragonborn Blood Moon because in my head they take place in the same place. And that's where I'm having the issue, I guess. You know, is I see them both as I see Solstheim as Blood Moon. That's how I mentally... he said, why do so many people prefer Dragonborn over Dawnguard? Because it's a new land mod. And they're like, oh, this is a new place to explore. And they've never seen it, you know, or never understood, like, what there was to do in it. Yeah, it's the landmass. What's better, like, in the Elder Scrolls, the only reason you play it is for the world. Let's be honest here. If this were thrown into a linear game where let's just say you started off at Bleak Falls, or not Bleak Falls Barrow, but you start off at Helgen, okay? And then you had a straight path, you know, guiding you across through Whiterun, and then stage 1 was surviving Helgen, stage 2 was getting to Whiterun, stage 3 was, say, getting to Rorikstead. Stage 4 was getting to Morthal. And say the game had levels like that, where you had a straight progression path. People play the Elder Scrolls for the open world. Like, as it's been depicted, the sandbox. if the sandbox wasn't the sandbox and it was a straight progression, nobody would give a shit. These games would be considered horrible. And that's why the Dragonborn DLC is considered so much better than Dawnguard, is because it adds more landmass. That's it, just more to explore. Unfortunately, again, there's so much of it that is broken, that is inferior to its Morrowind counterpart. And, you know, normally I'd go and say, well, technically Morrowind and Skyrim, they take place in different areas, so we can't really judge and compare them that much. You put it in the freaking same island, okay? You put Blood Moon, the Blood Moon expansion pack, and the Dragonborn DLC on the same island. Damn right I'm gonna compare it. Anyway. Good. Let's move on. Get out of here, Ulfric. We don't want any of your cuckoldry here. Dim Hollow Crypt. We could probably go in there for fun. Nah, there's no reason. Let's see, anything else? Yeah, we'll continue over this way for now. I went in a completely different direction from where I was intending to go. I'm going to follow the book and follow the author's manuscript. So, I'm planning on becoming a lich on this run. If I do, it'll be like the last thing I do. It'll be the end of the playthrough, if I do it. Alright. Ulfric being Ulfric. Something like that, yeah. Yep. It came off as We Love Morrowind. Sorry. Hey, remember Morrowind? Because we sure don't. Yeah, exactly. They took the general height map of Solstheim. They raised it up on the northern end a little more, and then they made it garbage. That's what they did. Oh, so let's continue. You say liches aren't inherently evil. I remember that for a long time. Was a different game that I was playing. They had liches in it, and they had a various pantheon of gods. Some were neutral, some were evil, some were chaotic, some were good, and you got to choose between the various gods, but you could only worship one that matched, the alignment you wanted to stay on your character. And people insisted they wanted to play a lich, for the immortality, but then they wanted to be a good or neutral character and be a lich. And they pretty much made a statement, like the people who were playing the staff members who were playing the good gods, they made a statement saying you can't be a good lich, period. And like, liches are undead, therefore we see them as abominations. And all of the good deity players pretty much all stated that. So other people were like, well, I can play a lich and be a neutral person, right? And they're like, yeah, I guess we won't have the neutral gods hate liches. We'll have them kind of just ambivalent, like, we don't really care which race you are, it's fine. And then later on, the developer pissed off a shit ton of people, the main programmer for the game. He decided to update liches so that they... I'm trying to remember what this is. Yeah, I don't actually want to do those little side quests here. Let's go into... Yeah, we're gonna go there. Place the marker. Okay. So the developer changed it so that liches constantly drag your character's alignment down. So what ended up happening is, congratulations, you can go roleplay your bullshit somewhere else. Now, is that a frost giant? Yeah, it's a frost giant. Alright, well, to fight the frost giant, I'm just gonna summon a couple Auroran battle lords. And we're gonna go after this thing. Okay. I believe in the power. Now, as I was saying, they, the developer made a change to the game where he made it so that your alignment would constantly go down while you were a lich. And you could do good things, you could do good deeds and raise your alignment. But you'd have to really work hard to have your alignment anything but evil. And so the people who played neutral characters were getting pissed off because they could no longer have, you know, that neutral alignment. And so their gods would immediately reject their ability to cast divine spells because they didn't match their alignment, the alignment of the staff members who played the neutral gods. So people who played chaotic characters or evil characters were fine with it. They were absolutely fine with the change. But he drove away all the neutral players who wanted to be liches, who wanted to be immortal but neutral. Anyway, we're gonna kill this thing. Oh wow. That frost giant wasn't nearly as powerful as the berserkers. So, despite having a frost aura around him, he's weaker than the berserkers. I thought I was going to have to slash and back up, and then slash and then back up, but I didn't even have to do that. He just promptly died, which is hilarious to me. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's taken care of. Good. Let's continue. Maybe change the difficulty to legendary? What? What was that? What was that, Soshvix? What? What? I can't hear you. Okay. We're continuing this way. You do realize that I'm just leveling up now from 72 to 73. My destruction skill is 157. Let's see here. I'm debating where to spend these last 2 perk points I have. I didn't spend one last level either. But my one-handed weapon skill is at 122. So... change the difficulty to 360 controller. Oh my. Let's see. We're not killing the Imperials. The Imperials are useful tools.
Stendar's mercy be upon you, for the Vit none to spare.
For the Vit has none to spare. Alright, we're going on. That's our destination, straight ahead. There might be clockwork dragons there, so we have to be careful about this. Oblivion's max difficulty was nearly unplayable until you were a much higher level, yes. Mm-hmm. Huh. No clockwork dragons after all. Bam. The shout. Okay, hold on a second. For the shouts, gotta go over to Speechcraft, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, under Speechcraft, the shout tree is this right here. And the universe listens. Shouting restores health, magic, and stamina equal to your shout cooldown in seconds. You gain shout experience when shouting based on your shout cooldown. Windborn, where you get shouting makes you run faster. This affects stacks. Force redoubled. Hurricane Force, Thume of War, Merciless Storm, and Dolvazoon. Yes. Good, good. Alright, the way down should be over... It's up and around, I think. Yeah, that's the entrance over there. So we gotta go up and over. So it's like saying all kings are evil. Well, here's the thing. Oh, never mind. There are 2 clockwork dragons here. Yep. They got their souls ripped out and put into clockwork versions of themselves, because why the hell not? Alright, we need, what was her name again? Not the Hound of Lala. Let's see. And screw it, we got Umaril the Unfeathered. Alright, we got Umaril. And we need some ranged enemies. I'm trying to figure out who we can use. I guess we'll just go with sorcerers then. Let's see, should be under X. Yeah, we got a few of these. So good. Yeah, these spiders spawn endlessly, but Umaril will take care of the spiders. So okay, got the mechanical dragon here. He's dead. The best part is I'll get a dragon soul, which is shenanigans. There's one more, I believe. Umaril did one-shot him, yes. Technically, we whittled him down a little bit, but yeah. Got him down to half health. More spiders. That's the problem with these clockwork dragons, they tend to summon. Are these just Stormcloaks?
If you know any true sons of Skyrim, to head to Windhelm. Ulfric Stormcloak wants to see them.
I understand.
Move along.
Move along! Good. Got the second soul. Also, we will thoroughly loot these bastards. Good. Seems there were dead Imperials here. And the Stormcloaks decided... Yeah, the Stormcloaks ambushed the Imperials here. That explains everything. That explains everything! Good. Good. Now... let's talk to Rumarin about putting away all this extra stuff. Damn right. Umaril's gonna stab me in the back. It's only a fragment of Umaril. It'll disappear in due time. That's, if he could find a way to make himself more permanent in the realm, I'd be afraid. but I don't think he has that capacity. It's, again, just a fragment of Umaril, so... Good, good. Who left the Clockwork Dragon machines? We assume the Dwemer. We assume the Dwemer. But they're gone now, thankfully. Yeah, I put those Boots of Fire away. So I got the Umaril. Whoops, let's see here. Okay. Yep, Dragon Combat Overhaul isn't bad. I would say. Let's see. Anything else? Ah, meat to put away. Gotta do that now. Let's see. Yeah, talk to her. She'll deal with that. Put those away. No issue. Yes. Good. Okay. Let's finish this up here. Dragon fights unfair, silly amount of knocking you down. Well, dragons not in Dragon Combat Overhaul, they knocked you down if they landed next to you, they'd knock you down. And if you happen to be behind them, their tail would whip you. I mean, you wouldn't visually see the tail whip you, but it was assumed that was what was happening, because you get knocked down constantly if you were behind a dragon. And it makes sense. I mean, that's what happened in pretty much every dragon fight.
I think the dwarves are trying to send us a message from wherever they are. Most days that message is, I want to kill you.
There we go. Yes. Makes sense. The Dwemer being the Dwemer. Let's go this Sawa. Yeah, the Dwemer are trying to send us a message from wherever they were. Most days, it's, I want to kill you. Let's see here. So the Sil made a clockwork dragon to stop Almalexia from entering his domain. Did not end well. Hilarious shenanigans there. Okay. Give me a second here. Checking a couple more things. Okay. Huh. I believe there's a Khajiit who thinks that his brother stole the skooma, and his brother is dead. I remember this. I remember this well. Okay, we're descending.
Where is it?
Here we go.
Trying to keep it for yourself, Cesar. You always try to keep it for yourself. No, there's got to be more skooma. Shut up! Shut up! Don't lie to me, Cesar. You hid it. You always try to steal it from me.
Yeah, you should Google Lorebeard and see what you get. Oh, crap. Oh, wow. That guy has a staff that does... Okay. Gotta get this Tonal Architect. He's weak. Ooh-wee. That happened. Okay. We got him. We got him. Everything's here. Good, good. Binky the Clown is an aspect of Hamamora. Well, we do know... I mean, this is a fact. This is a fact that that Garfield specifically, that Garfield slew John, and this was the great betrayal of the tribunal, because John was going to be the Neverine. you see. Now, this directly parallels the history of the Dunmer, in which the tribunal betrayed Lord Nerevar originally. And yes, this is canon, as we can see. Now, what people don't know is that the betrayal of Lord Nerevar was actually let's see here. It was actually a repeat of a previous event that started the Great War between the Nords and the Dunmer. Like, this is what caused Red Mountain to happen. You see, the Nords are completely obsessed with their chickens. They're like, that's a valuable animal! And so, when the tribunal killed their chicken, you know, all bets were off there. And that's what caused the Great War, in which the tribunal betrayed Lord Nerevar, and later we thought we were going to get the Neverine. However, he was killed by Garfield. This is a fact. This is how it all worked. Now, that's canon. Yes. Whoa. What the hell just happened? Okay, we gotta go deeper here. I found one. Perfect. Alright, that Dwarven Spectre's dead. Gonna be more. There's always more. Whoop. Okay, firebolts. I'm going this way. That's one. That's a conservator. The conservators fire lightning bolts and other things. It's not a nice time for anybody. Okay. Should be fine though. Good, good. I was wondering what was going on over here. Everyone's pushing on as we descend. Lasagna is actually the heart of Lorcan. Yes. So what are let's see, Mordis, is it? Trying to remember the calendar here. Hold on a second. Ah, God. Elder Scrolls calendar. Hold on. Checking the Elder Scrolls calendar currently. Yes. Yes. Found it. Yeah, this is, the hell? Ah. Okay. Yeah, so, it's Morndis, and the idea is Garfield hates Morndis. I think, let me find that here. Ah, found it. Okay. We can, definitely have that there. Yes. Yes, indeed. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Let's continue. The college is missing from your game. Yes. Skyrim does have I was gonna say, the Elder Scrolls has holidays. It's true. Trollolo. Let's continue. Alright, the Khajiit apparently ran away, which is weird. Let's figure this out. Oh yeah, we gotta loop back around this way. It's... yeah, this is the correct direction. Only holiday in Skyrim is the Burning Man Festival. What I'm saying is in Tamriel specifically, there are a lot of holidays. Why were 2 Khajiits freezing in a Dwemer ruin?
Who is this, brother? Another of the smooth skins looking for food? But this one wasn't trapped with us. No. No! You must be the one who took my skooma. Is someone there?
You must be the one who took my skooma! There we go. See, he was talking to his brother, who is dead. His brother is dead. But his obsession with the skooma. Yes. This one is at his wit's end. I signed himself up for this expedition to get him clean off skooma. Brought a small supply to try to bring him down slowly, but then the storm happened. Trapped us in this glacier for weeks. The others have not caught on. The one that first should not take so much from the cold, but he ran out of skooma, and the guy's getting bad. He's starting to hallucinate creatures coming out of the ice. Oh my! He may be responsible for the people's disappearance. So yes, that's exactly right. Empty skooma bottles. So yeah, he took 7 skooma. That's crazy. The funny part, the real funny part is he just needed a healing. I'm just like, I'm gonna lose my job at the Riften Fishery. And I'm thinking to myself, what? Like, you have to give me a healing potion. It'll get me clean off the stuff. It's like, wait, so a healing potion will just magically do that? Why couldn't you have given your brother a healing potion? Getting him clean off the skooma. Okay. So they've been examining these. We do need the plate metal. Plate metal is important. That ghost has a crossbow. Okay. Whew, I was scared there for a second. Ghosts with their crossbows. Got a spider up there. And a worker warden is up there as well. I think this is one of the few areas in the game that actually has a puzzle. Like a real puzzle. Very simple, it's platforming. So what you do is you stand on this. You could tell whoever worked on this knew what he was doing. Because you wait for this thing to go up. And then... whoops. Apparently the whole thing shook. Because the guy shouted. Yep. Okay. Yeah, there's a tonal architect around here. That would explain everything. Yeah, there's a treasure chest up here. The game could have had more of this, but it didn't. It's bullshit. That's what it is. There's also a dig site here, but I'd like to actually, you know, kill whatever's causing this. Oh, God. The guy who designed this puzzle was probably told not to repeat it. Cue 5 million pillar puzzles. Well, it doesn't... you said the guy who made it was told not to repeat it. It's not about repeating the same thing over and over. It's about coming up with other creative ways. Creativity? We don't do that kind of thing here. You call yourself a spider? I've seen brushes with more hair. Yes. Good. Good. Can I dig, please? Thank you. Dig site! Here we go. 3 Dwemer fragments found. 3 more Dwemer fragments found. My archaeology skills up to 44. Hell yeah. Okay. Yep, let's just put the password on the key. The funny part is the password wasn't originally going to be on the key. Get this. The Hall of Stories actually has each of the proper symbols as one of the pictures, and you were supposed to have to figure it out. You're supposed to have to figure it out by reading the wall, which gods represent which animals. But then they figured out people were stupid and they put it on the key. The original design of all of the Halls of Stories allow you to figure it out without looking at the key. Yep. But then later on they added that information. It's on the key! It's like, really? Kagran axe. Adept chests. Find it more annoying to go into the inventory and search for the key. Well, I mean, I've got a sorting box, so I don't care. Like, here's an example. Like, I go just type in the word claw, and then it would appear. But let's just say sword. I don't have any swords. Nice, nice. Well then, Daedric gauntlets, Astronaut Forge. Ta-da! But yeah, that's how you do it. Is you just search for the item in particular. I don't have any swords there, but yeah. I'm in the book section, of course. Sword of Ancient Tongues. Yes. Please don't spike me, thanks. Oh god. Elena, you don't understand. That's a crazy Dwemer automaton with.
What are you doing? And you thought I was just a pretty face.
That was a Dwemer Draman construct. Frightening. Frightening. A Draman construct. Okay. Good. Yeah, all the people who say it's to keep Draugr inside, that doesn't really make any sense because there's Draugr outside of it too. There's Draugr on both sides of the door, so it does not make any sense at all. Okay. We need some mage light. Mage light, please. Candlelight, I mean. There we go. Candlelight works. Got a full set of Dwemer armor. No, just 3 helmets and gauntlets, apparently. I mean, as nice as this is, I would have preferred to find a whole set of Dwemer armor, of which I cannot find here. That said, I'm hungry, and Elena's here, therefore, this'll do. Where's the bacon? There's the bacon. Perfect. Now. Ba-bum. Num num num. Okay. Yep, the whole keep them on the inside is dumb because, yep, the door can't even be opened from the other side. It's true. It's true. No, there's some other issues with it, but we'll get into those at another time. So, water skin. Water skin. Thank you very much. Well hydrated. Perfect. Huh. Best mod in Skyrim is to play as a dwarf from World of Warcraft. You mean Lord of the Rings and every other dwarf? Having the, like, subverting it, saying, oh, the Dwemer weren't actual dwarves is kind of neat. Yep. But that didn't last very long. Is that a normal hand? No, no, it just looks like it's a gauntlet of some kind, like leather? It's bizarre, that's what it is. Need those large struts. Don't need the bowls. Solid metal, struts, scrap metal, those are fine. Give those to Elena. Good, good, good. But yeah, that was a big subversion. Making them different, you know, because when they came up with the original lore about Dumak Dwarf King and, you know, the dwarf statues having beards and stuff like that, like, they hadn't really come to the idea of calling them Dwemer quite at that point. It was, again, a very, very good subversion for that particular setup there. Okay. If TS was designed today, it would have been standard fantasy dwarfs? Probably. I mean, a lot of the really good ideas have tended to be, were getting forgotten about over time, I should say. I think it's only because the dwarves aren't here that they aren't much worse than we remember them to be. Or at least based on the lore. Yep. The Argonians aren't elves. The Khajiit used to be elves, but they aren't anymore. Yep. How's Vermintide 2 been? Very fun. Very fun. The subclasses, so instead of having... in addition to having different weapons, you also have different subclasses in Vermintide 2, and that's a lot of fun. I played Vermintide 2 twice. Once on stream and once just ordinary. Ideal Elder Scrolls High Rock game, I won't comment on that because I think it would take a lot more time actually figuring out what would be good about it. You know, off the top of my head, I could probably come up with some pretty stupid ideas. But, yeah, the Khajiit used to be Bosmer. I mean, the Khajiit's mythos has them, you know, having been created by their own pantheon of gods. But when you take the time to examine the mythos from all sides, it becomes clear that they were changed. Yep. And that their gods are altered versions like Alkosh being the big dragon cat, for example. The only lore we have that says Akatosh is different from Ariel is, you know, the lore about him being split off, you know, the Murakai selectives and all that. But we do have in-game lore that talks about the Elysian Order, the Elysian Empire, and how they created Akatosh worship in the first place. So Akatosh Akatosh is a altered version of Ariel. Alduin came before Akatosh, and that's the funny part. Is, you know, the whole Firstborn of Akatosh thing doesn't make any sense at all, and it's just terrible writing that that shouldn't have been there. Because humans created Akatosh worship from Alduin worship. Like, it's like the Ayleid who are under our empire won't worship, they won't worship the dragon god. What do? Well, you know, they won't worship Shor. If you call him Ariel, then the Nords won't worship, the Nords won't worship him. So we have to come up with a new god that combines all those elements. And that was the Shezar and Akatosh. Those two worships were created by mixing human and sorry, getting distracted. Mythologies. Human and elven mythologies. That's where Imperial mythology comes from.
Careful. Be careful.
Bam.
Be careful.
Be careful. Be careful. You're gonna burn with fire and keep saying be careful over and over and over until you're gone. Yes. Mm-hmm. Nords went from having their own pantheon to loving only Talos in 200 years. Well, that's, again, just more bad writing. It's, you know, the more I've... problem is, recently I've been looking into other franchises, specifically novels and things like that, and, you know, it just becomes more and more... It's just compounding at all the awful mistakes they've made where, you know, it's like... How do I put this? Anyone who gives writing advice would tell you not to do what they were doing. But, like, they actually had writers back during Morrowind's time. And since then, oh, I remember this guy. He got hit with an arrow. Sucks to be him. But yeah. I believe he has an orcish sword I don't need. A charcoal stick. That's how he wrote it. And then there's some lockpicks. Oh, he was trying to pick this. Okay. So he died trying to pick this lock. Makes sense to me. Good. Necklace of Prosperity generates 25 gold per hour. That is hilarious and bad. Yeah, he was shot with a Falmer arrow, and he couldn't walk, and he spent all his time trying to pick these. Why can't I take that lockpick? There we go. Yeah, okay. Leads us out over here. The fact we found a Falmer arrow means we're going to go there. What you're saying is... Bethesda writers are hipster teenagers. No, what I'm saying is they don't use their writers as writers. Like, they come up with their game ideas first. And instead of compromising either, you know, the game... how do I put this? Well, instead of compromising both of them... I just got hit with acid and I think I'm dead. Oh my. Potions saved me. potions. And then saw blades destroyed me because my followers ran up and triggered them. Yes. Followers could potentially do that. But yeah. It said they employ scripters to write quests. Level designers to make texture. No. Yeah, unfortunately. Write a shitty story so it'll make sense for the gameplay. Exactly. We build game first, then make the story work with it. Exactly. They have a writer, as far as I know. And then everyone else is just kind of... everyone else is just kind of a game developer. So... Okay, that's better. Yep, go there, kill that, have a reward. Pretty much. Go there, have that. Or go there, kill that. I love that I can trigger that from the other side. Okay, hold on. I'm triggering this. Look at this. Okay, there's a switch here. Check this out. Good. Yep. Chest over there. But yeah, I mean, it's like Lawrence Schick. That's a good example. Lawrence Schick is an employee of ZeniMax Online Studios, and his job is to write supplementary lore to explain away any problems that may arise. Murdered. I thought I could sneak back there and make that work, but it didn't, unfortunately. Alright, well, I think this is a good place to call it quits because we've been at this for over 4 hours now. And it's been fun, but we'll continue down. Next time we play, we're going to be going into Blackreach. And this is a big deal because Blackreach is going to lead us into all this kind of loot. And I imagine we're going to be in Blackreach for maybe, I'd say 4 to 10 hours, somewhere in that range. You know, it's going to be a while. We're going to be going and exploring as much of Blackreach as we can. But yeah, it's going to be what we're going to be doing. Either way, thank y'all for watching. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going on break for a few minutes. And when I get back, we're going to be playing Path of Exile because the new league just launched. And I always make a new character every league, and then I low-key